It's been a while. I don't know what we're playing. What are we playing? A children's card game on motorcycles. That sounds about right. Hey there, people of the internet world. It's Kibatu of Joy's Garage Gamers, Josh with Joy, and it's been a little while, I know. So, a lot of things have been happening. I'm kind of asked, is it Friday yet? Wait, Saturday? Oh, okay. It's just, I'm asking that because this week just felt like a Monday that lasted all week. It has been a week. Let me put it that way. So, what are the plans today? I don't know fully, actually. I do know we're trying to duel today. That's for sure. We still need to, sit and talk about the ideas of how we're going to do our exhibition match, because we still want to do that. We still haven't decided on our structures decks to decide on which one we want to do, and we also need to make some decisions in the vein of the promo picks. Excuse me. Long story short, I've been talking to a couple of people here and there, and they all seem to think that the picks that I made so far for the promos were not really great, put simply. So, I need to actually have a sit and decide on what cards I want to do after that. I may do it after we do our little duels or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. Excuse me. Ugh, I need to wake up. Ugh. But yeah, there's a couple things we're planning to do today. But in the meantime, I think we need to see what Cal is currently up to.
Let's not try and overcomplicate things.
God knows we can't complicate too many things.
Yeah. Oh man, this is you'll get a laugh out of this one. I've had Torrential Tribute set in the last two of these games, and I have died to Battery Men both times because I didn't Torrential Tribute when they put the third one down, and Short Circuit just destroys every card you have on the board.
Ouch!
So it's whoops! I'm getting way too greedy with that.
You
it's because I had 3 monsters and Mirror Force of my own down as well, so I'm I really don't want to go all in on that, but it's just far too greedy. Anyway, how are you doing, buddy?
Tired. I was just saying, is it Friday yet? Wait, Saturday? Oh, because this whole week has felt like a prolonged Monday.
Oh man,
it's been a week, to put bluntly. But we're still here. We're still ready to do things.
Yep. So, what are we doing today? Actually, it's the question.
That's the big question here, isn't it? Just finished eating, so I'm probably gonna have a little.
That's fine.
I may need to get a drink in a minute here, but
yeah.
So, I know we talked about a bit about maybe looking over a couple more structure decks and maybe deciding on which one we want to use, because we still need to decide on that. I know I still need to go over the cards I need to re-pick on my promos.
Yep.
And we need to decide on either decks or maybe rules or whatever on our exhibition matches. We still need to sit and think about.
Yeah.
I don't know if we decided on the full rule set yet, if we're comfortable with the rule set we have now, or if we still need to think of how we're gonna approach the winner loser side of things.
Yeah, that's the bit that I'm not as sure, because I think it's 5 of 9 when you can't use a deck that you've already played, right? Is the obvious thing for it. I'm not entirely sure what the next part of that is, if you will. What we do after that, if you like, as in, what do we get for who wins and loses the games and stuff? That part I'm not so sure on yet.
Yeah, neither of us are pretty sure on that one, so we need to sit and actually think about that. I guess we can talk about that while we're doing our own structure decks and whatnot.
So I have, I mean, apart from I'm messing around with one of the side decks for the thing at the moment, for the decks for exhibition, trying to see if I can actually make something work with the other part of this. Been having a hell of a time. The main deck of this is great, but if the strategy gets countered off of that, I'm like, shit, what do I do now? This whole deck is built for like one thing, right? So it's like, kind of want to try and get a game plan in the cipher. And I've been doing this for like 6 weeks now. It's been impossible to work out exactly what I want to do with it. So I've been trying a few different bits here. It's my latest iteration. I'm going through stuff at the moment. Spoilers, Painful Choice is still fucking disgusting. we probably need to get rid of that card.
That's why it's still banned.
Yeah, I think we need to get rid of it after the exhibition, to be honest. But you know, one last hurrah for the stuff here. I'd rather wait until we start the next era before we like ban cards outright here. I think.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, Paladin.
So then the other thing that I've got is I would be assuming. Cause you said you got like 5 Royal Tribute, right? I'm assuming I'd be able to swap for 2 of them with the build I've got here, but I wouldn't mind trying, like, showing you I showed you the detailed stuff with it before, but showing you the Gravekeeper deck that I kind of made up with the stuff there. I wouldn't mind giving that a shot, because I know Gravekeepers are not terrible, even though they haven't had that good of a showing yet.
I tried, okay? I tried!
I know you have, and that's kind of that's the thing with it. I'm just like, the only reason I've not tried it so far is because I don't have Royal Tribute, but I'm assuming if you had 2 spare of them and I would end up finding something to be able to swap for them, that would be like one potential option for taking like Marek Structure Deck and showing this thing off. So I wouldn't mind actually like doing that and showing the deck, if nothing else. So I need to transfer that over to Duel Book after this, because I've actually only built it in Legacy of the Duelist at the moment. But I don't know if you need time to like make up something first, or go over anything that you would want to look at. We can obviously discuss that as we go as well, if you want to chat on some of the cards and whatnot that are in these decks.
Yeah, I still need to decide on what structure deck again, this is what we're still needed to do here. Oh, dueling book has changed.
A little bit, yeah. It's got this stupid Discord thing on the side of it now.
Yeah, but it has like a little bit of everything now.
I can't change my profile picture unless I want to permanently give up Wind Up Magician. It's not on there anymore. Like, oh no.
That's oh okay. That sucks. I mean, I guess you would have to win a duel or two to actually make that work. Like, I don't know if you need like how many wins and losses, whatever, to get that to work.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Stardust. So I opened with, I guess, Substitute and 1-for-1 in my initial thing here. So it's like, right, I'm going first with this hand here. Right, out this board, asshole. You know,
out of this house.
Shit. Yeah, he's kept destroying my shit before, and I'm just like, right, fine. If that's how we're gonna play. I'm just building it up. So actually, it takes a lot longer in Legacy of the Duelist, because you've got to go through all of the steps of it, and you've got to be really careful too that you don't make a mistake during this, because there's a fair few times when you're not allowed to take back actions once you've started them and whatnot. And it's just like, you know.
Thinking, yeah.
you got to be really careful that you do the right things. This is why I'm kind of glad, even though it can be a pain to not like know all the rulings sometimes. I'm kind of glad that we do end up playing on Dueling Book, because we can at least, if we need to, we can roll back most situations. As long as it doesn't involve like a deck shuffle, we can go back off it. So it's a lot kinder in that way. Oh, I was also gonna have a chat with you about the errata stuff as well later on, because I was thinking like after this error is done, we may want to switch to just using post errata. Logic being there's exactly 2 cards that haven't come out yet, which have been errated. One of them doesn't come out until Link Error, Firewall Dragon, and the other one is actually in the next era, but the only change for it is it goes from a soft once per turn to a hard once per turn. So like even if you summoned it a second time, you wouldn't be able to trigger it again. That's that's the difference. So we've actually had access to every single other card that has had an errata at this point. And yeah, it would make some pretty big changes on a few of them. Chaos Emperor Dragon in particular gets wrecked by it, but like there's a few big changes it could make, but some of the stuff that I've been looking at, and even Chaos has been looking at with a Fabled and whatnot, some of it only really works to be absolutely disgustingly broken with the pre-errata effects. I think Brionic is a pretty good example because it's not once per turn, you can bounce your own cards back. I've been using that with Premature Burial in a lot of my tests and stuff with it, and because Premature doesn't destroy the monster when you return it to hand. It just, it specifically says when it's destroyed, destroy this card, but if you bounce it, it's not destroyed. So you just get to keep summoning a bunch of monsters out with that as long as you've got cards to discard, and it's just like there. Brionic was errata to only work on the opponent's cards, and once per turn as well. But I don't know. I don't know if I will be able to show it off because it obviously relies on me drawing Prem at some point. But yeah, it's kind of ugly. Also, hi Berdis, how you doing? So I mean, we don't have to, but that was something I was going to kind of bring up after we were done with the era. Again, waiting until the end of the era before making like rule changes stuff here. That's kind of not part of the exhibition that we were doing here, Yeah. So I wanted to wait until after to properly bring that up, but that is something that I'm kind of looking at as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
I
great.
I know there's a couple of cards that were not errata yet that we probably need to errata at this point. I'm looking at you, Kitty Cat.
yeah, I've been, again, Glad Beast is something I've also been kind of looking at again in here. It devolves Rescue Cat into a synchro engine and nothing else, basically, when you post errata it, but it still works pretty good as far as that. We can still Naturia with it very easily. So it's not a bad card, but it's definitely not as ridiculous in the sense that I can't go Rescue Cat to make Gyzaris to go to then Heraclinos after the battle phase, right? So it doesn't remove its usability, because again, Legacy of the Duelist is post errata on everything, you can't change that. So it's been like a testing thing on there for me, going, well, if I'm going to have any sort of chance to play something, I have to do it post errata anyway. Rip CED in like the one deck that I played it in because of that, but I've lost a few games to using it because it just doesn't do any damage anymore. Basically, one of the many things that CED got nerfed on was it only does damage for the opponent's cards that get sent. It still sends all of yours, but it only does damage for the opponent's cards. So you only usually do like maybe 1,200 damage or something with it instead of 3,000 or whatever like it usually does. So yeah, he's not as strong as he was before, but that's fine. It's not just my cards, obviously, that get affected by it. There are a few. Imperial Order's probably the biggest one that gets hurt a bit on your that I can think of, at least on your end, because IO is mandatory, and it's 700 on every turn, I think, not just your turns. So it's harder to use. It's still really fucking strong, but it's harder to use.
Mm-hmm.
You get 3 of the same card will upgrade to a golden version. Nah, man, the gold rares are only in the bling sets. Right, okay. Well, this seems pretty good. I've got TG Hyper Librarian, Stardust Dragon, and Quasar Dragon out with a Torrential Tribute down if something goes wrong, and a Fat Veiler in hand. This seems pretty strong as an opening turn, right? Out this board, asshole. Yeah, Regeki, yeah, that's great. I'm gonna Stardust.
Good grief.
Yeah, so get fucked on that one. Alright, you got another? That's what I thought, bitch. T-set enter, that's what I thought. Get out of here.
I worry about you sometimes. Let's see. I still need to organize my synchros, so I can remember what synchros I have, what synchros I don't.
Yeah, this is why I made a folder for extra deck monsters in the thing, and I've been pruning that a little bit. I've no longer got stuff like the Elemental Hero monsters in there because they're just not good enough for what we have at the moment. There are E-Heroes that are good enough, but they're all like stupid high rarity, so you know, or promo cards, usually promo cards. So I haven't really like looked into them much here, but there are some pretty good ones that have been released this era. They all take like generic monster. It's like a hero, elemental hero plus an attribute of monster is what they've done with them at this point. So they're a lot like easier to play in normal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're a bit nicer that way. But... Alright, and now we just Quasar Dragon attack twice for a complete game here. Get wrecked. That's what happens when you short circuit me 2 games in a row to close it out. Asshole. Alright. Stu, I think the first thing I should probably do then is transfer over the Gatekeeper down. Because, I mean, there was no point in test handing this one. Gravekeeper really is one that I needed to like actually play games with. Nothing in the GK deck was actually was errated, so that's kind of nice, I suppose. Meant that there wasn't any issue testing it that way. Construction. Alright. You... Yeah, so I think the biggest difference between like our versions of this is that I have 2 recruiter, which you don't. You have 1, which is still fine enough, but like ideally you would want 3, because that card is really good, but...
3 of which one?
Neither of us. Gravekeeper's Recruiter is like the only one that isn't in Marek's deck. It's fucking annoying. We both got triple Descended before getting to Marek's deck, but then... Yeah, I got 2 Recruiter, you only got the 1, and it's tough. because recruiter for recruiter is actually quite a common thing to do, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna do my transfer over real quick. So we need assailant, commandant, you, recruiter, and spy. And that needs to come in. That's the only one there. So book. Yeah, funnily enough, I'm not actually playing Allure of Darkness in this one because I don't have enough monsters to facilitate it. They're all kind of important. So I was like, nah, can't play it in this one. I don't have a side deck built for this one either because it's best of one games only on Legacy of the Duelist, so I didn't exactly make anything for that yet. But
I don't know how they can not. Oh, it's cards, not card. But yeah, I don't see how they can't or they don't have a way to set it to best 2 or 3 or something like that.
You probably can on multiplayer stuff, but yeah, not against the AI, which is a shame. Because it would have been good to have been able to do something like that, but I guess they didn't want to build a side deck for every AI deck too, considering there are a lot of them. Like, probably close to 200 in the game as a whole, actually, across all the eras. So maybe they just didn't want to like go through with all of that. I mean, they already cheated with quite a lot of the decks anyway. Some of them playing triple rotor, Soul Charge being one of the main ones that gets me every fucking time.
Of course.
Do not be surprised if we just ban that card after a couple of rounds if we somehow get it. Especially if only one of us gets it. Like, my god. That card is unbelievably powerful.
One Soul Charge per turn. Yep.
Who gives a shit about that?
I mean, synchro summon for days, man.
Yeah, and this came out, I think, in like I think this came out in the Pendulum era, actually. So this came out when like Exceed monsters were a thing too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, sure, you can't conduct your battle phase, but again, who cares? You set up a board of basically unbreakables by the end of it all. I mean, that Soul Charge by itself would probably easily let me get to Quasar Dragon if I pick the right monsters, you know? Doesn't matter about the life point cost. It doesn't matter about the about not being able to attack that turn because it just sets up an unbeatable situation. Right. Anyway, extra deck cards. So Tastor. That has been very helpful.
Yeah, looking through some of the cards here. Dragunity Arma Leviathan.
Yep.
It's saying put summon this card from your hand or graveyard. By removing play a face-up monster you control equipped with a Dragunity card. So it banishes the monster that's in the monster field, but with the monster in the spell trap field, since the equipped monster is gone, that would be sent to the graveyard, right?
Alright, it's an equipped spell at that time.
So then, when this card has no more special summon, so it's one dragon type monster in the graveyard, except this one, equip it to this card. So then, in that sense, you're basically trading out the monster on the field for Leviathan. Then,
Yeah, that's one good way of. I forgot this can come from the graveyard too. That's a good way of thinking on it.
it's because I'm just like, So it banishes the monster, but it sends the equipped monster to the graveyard. So get that equipped monster back and put it on this one instead.
Yep. And
So
if it's like Fanlax or something, you could special summon it, or you can use it for like Brandistark. I guess is the one that gives you double attacks. That could be good. I think was it Corsair is the one that if you can get a search if you destroy a monster with it. With the equip thing, I don't tend to play that one because it doesn't forward like plays on the field, but it's not bad if you're using a bunch of stuff like that. Yeah, Brandistark is a decent one. Fanlax, obviously. Fanlax is really good for me when using this thing because Leviathan is level 8. So I have Trident Dragon, which is the level 10 dragon that needs dragon tuners and non-tuners. It's a 1+1 thing, 1 or more, right? So Leviathan being level 8, if I get Fanlax out of the graveyard with it, I can use Fanlax's effect to special summon itself, and then synchro into Trident Dragon and go for a game-ending push at that point. Which is pretty cool.
The only thing about Leviathan is that it's a level 8 monster, and any Dragoon monster you have, unless it's a level 1, it can't really summon anything.
Yeah, it's not... Other than Trident Dragon, it's not particularly good for the synchro players. I think if you played a few of the cards like Brandistark, or like maybe one Brandistark, one Corsair, or it's not Sekka, it's Seska. I didn't see the other S. Unless you play ones like that, you maybe don't get as much out of Leviathan. I think the level 6 one is probably more like generally usable.
Yeah.
Mistletoe. So when I was testing this deck, I think I played 2 Mistletoe and 1 Leviathan just to see what they did. It's fine. Again, I have the specific like synchro monster to go into to make Leviathan work even better, but it's still pretty good by itself. Like a 2600 double attacker would be quite strong, you know. And the deck is not too short on ways to set that up. I've been lukewarm on the Dragoonities though, and I have the synchro that you can also like special summon or equip a thing to it as well. I have the better one for that, and I've been kind of lukewarm on it. It's not bad, but it bricks too often for my liking. But you know, it is playable, and it would be worth a test. There's some pretty good cards in the structure for that. Even if not just now, Dragon's Ravine would be amazing for this next era coming up. There's a lot of good dragon decks coming up. And then what was the other one I was looking at? Foolish Burial is pretty good for like ever. I'd kill for Foolish Burial for my fish deck right now, you know, because god damn, I want Fishbowl Blaster in the graveyard, and that's one hell of a good way of doing it. Alright, where was I? Oh, Black Rose, right, yeah. Next one for the... I don't even know why I'm putting an extra deck in this one, because my Gravekeeper deck at the moment has no tuners in it, but I might side a couple of them in. So it's worth just having my default synchro package anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm probably, at the very least, going to side effect Veiler. So, there's at least some way of going into Synchro Monsters. So... don't know why Light End Dragon is in here. There's probably a holdover from a different deck. Yeah, why the hell is Light End Dragon in here? That thing's not going to be summonable with only Dark Monsters. Yeah, fool.
You fool!
Magical Android. The All-Stars in Scrap Archfiend and Dragon. My god, Scrap Dragon has been so good. Oh, this one. This is how much of a holdover this deck is. It's got Quasar Dragon in it as well. What? Why? Yeah, there is absolutely zero way that's ever getting summoned. I suppose I should probably change that.
How is that card not banned?
What's that?
Dragunity Aglis. When this card is null summoned, you can special summon one Dragunity monster from your hand, then equip it with this card.
I mean, it kind of doesn't do anything from there, does it? A lot
when this card is sent to the graveyard while
equipped.
equipped to a monster, it's like one card in the field and destroy it.
Yeah, we ran into the. We actually misplayed. I mean, I know it was timers of the essence and stuff. I actually misplayed that one in our final game like a couple of weeks ago. Apparently, it doesn't work unless it's like, I guess, MST'd or something. Like if it's actually destroyed whilst being an equip card.
While equipped to a monster.
So,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
So it's not as good an equip effect as it sounds that way.
I mean, Heavy Storm would probably be. Well, I guess Physical Space Typhoon, but Heavy Storm would be.
Yeah, Heavy Storm, if we still allowed that instead of Duster, would be one way of doing it. If you use Militum, I think the Dragunity one, then that lets you special summon the Arclus, so I guess you could use it for a level 6 synchro with that.
Yeah.
Rather than using its effect there, so I mean, that could work. Otherwise, like, the usual winged beasts that you play are Dux and Legionnaire. They only work when normal summoned, so...
yeah.
But it could be pretty cool for like special summoning Leviton or something, I guess. That would be neat. It doesn't have a level restriction on it, does it? Or is it level 4 or lower?
No. Just special summon one Dragunity monster from your hand.
Yeah, so you could use it to special summon your boss monster if it's clogging up the hand. So that's kind of cool. Didn't actually think about that. Oh,
I did.
Trish. Alright, and then I guess I need some of my... What's this, like a life transfer? I guess. It's probably fine. And then another level 6. Well, I've got Iron Chain and Brionic in here. Do I need another level 6, really? I guess. What would I want? Probably just another Iron Chain, given I don't really have a ton of good level 6s to choose from. Is it Synchro? Level 6. Release date. Let's have a look, see. Yeah, because we don't have Gaia Knight. We don't have Goyo Guardian, probably for the best. I've deliberately not traded for that because it's kind of gross. I almost wish I had like Explosive Magician for this deck, although I don't have spell counters, so I guess it wouldn't make any difference really. Tempest Magician is like hyper turbo banned. There's no way that's coming away. Armed Wing I can't play unless I have Blackwing tuners, which I would not be playing in a Gravekeeper deck. I guess I could just put a second Brionic in, that would probably be alright.
So, okay, I don't think any of these Dragunity cards can equip to something like Power Tool Dragon, right?
Not directly, no. Not that I can think of, anyway, because they only equip to Dragunities or Wing Beasts or stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at it here.
While this
card is equipped to a monster, this card, while equipped to a monster... when this card no summon target one level 3 or lower dragon decree monster, equip that target to this card. Equip that target to this card. Yeah, a lot of these are specifically equip that target to this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't work that way. Oh well, worth a look.
Yep. Okay, what would I say? So, what sort of stuff was I looking at for this? I do find it funny that I know I mentioned it to you in the chat. I do find it funny that I actually cut Monster Reborn from the Gravekeeper deck because it's a dead card with Necro Valley out, and you want to have Necro Valley out like all the time. So it actually ended up.
It actually is a dead card. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing because you know how strong Monster Reborn is, but nah, it was actually just dead. It was kind of insane to think about.
That's pretty funny.
I know what I could do. Yeah, I know what I could do. Okay, so that would be nasty if it actually pulled off. So Marek's deck has got Metal Reflex Slime in it, right? Pretty sure it did.
Marek's deck?
Right, as the main thing. Yeah, Marek's structure deck has got Metal Reflex Slime, is it?
Yes.
Right?
Metal Reflector
I know
Slime.
I have one copy of it normally, but yeah, I'm just thinking Metamorphosis on Metal Reflex Slime is a thing that exists here. Yeah, that might actually be worth putting in the side deck because it would be a tangential thing, but it would be a Marek deck like play. Because there's a level 10 fusion monster that we got in Hidden Arsenal 4, which we have not been able to actually summon properly yet. But you don't have to summon it properly. It's one of those like Cyber Twin Dragon. Naturia Exterio is in there. Level 10 fusion. It needs Naturia Beast and Barkian, and it cannot have fusion substitutes if you're going to poly with it. But it doesn't have a restriction saying you can only fusion summon it, so... yeah, level 10, Metal Reflex Slime is level 10 when it comes out. Use Metamorphosis on the token, and on the trap monster even, and get Exterio out. And this thing is ridiculous. It's like Heraclinos, except you don't discard for it. It's like is it once per chain? Or is it once per... No, it's not even once per chain, Jesus hell. When you can negate the activation of a spell or trap card and destroy it by removing from play one card in your graveyard, then sending the top card of your deck to the graveyard. It's not even once per chain, so... Jesus. Yeah, so I think, because I don't actually have a side deck package for this at the moment, I think I might just go ahead and, like, slap some Metamorphosis stuff in here. I mean, most of the main deck stuff isn't going to work with it because they're like level 4, and there's nothing I can use it with there. But that's what the side deck is for, right? And if I don't have tuners in my main deck anyway, then it doesn't matter what I have in the extra deck. In that aspect, so yeah, I think that's probably a decent way of looking at it here. Is put in some Metamorphosis slots. It'll decrease the consistency of the main deck, which is why it's like a side deck thing here. But again, I guess it would be a thing for Marek's deck to use like Metal Reflex Slime, because that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
What level is Visionary again? Is that 8? I don't remember. I'm looking it up in like Secret List. It is level 8. Okay, so Visionary could Metamorphosis into Cyber Twin Dragon. That's what I'm kind of looking at. I don't have Visionary in the main deck because it seems fine, but I wanted to try and just keep the consistency of the stuff up here. I didn't want to be like tributing monsters when they might not survive and whatnot. So I thought, yeah, might as well go with that. And then what? Chief is level 5, isn't he? Or is he 6? Yeah, he's 5. Okay. So I need a level 5 one in here too. Is it Fiend Skull Dragon as a 5? Yeah, so this negates traps that target it. Okay, see you in a little bit then, Bertus. Balta negates a normal spell. Yeah, okay, Balta's probably better. So what do I take out for that? Blackwing Dragon? Because that's kind of a garbage card anyway. Sure. Alright, I think I'll switch over my scene actually at this point, because even though I don't have the don't have it on like full screen or anything yet, I'll switch it over. Was it better doing it? It's probably better sticking with that at the moment. Yeah, I'm just trying to think, what would I even want to side for the rest of this? Tuna monsters for sure. So the problem is, a lot of the ones that I would want to use, Necro Valley kind of shuts off, you know? Because stuff like Glow Up Bulb gets shut off by it. I mean, Effect Veiler is obviously one that goes in. Maybe TG Striker, because it can special itself? Birdman? But yeah, it's kind of funny because I can't use stuff like Pot of Avarice because that gets shut off by Necro Valley. You can't use Reborn very well because that gets shut off by it.
Yeah.
I guess I could put Escape from the Dark Dimension in. If I ran Allure of Darkness, then I'd be banishing stuff anyway, so maybe I could go down that route as a way of like summoning stuff here. That could work. We got Return and Escape, and I mean Marek's deck does have Allure. I probably won't put more than 2 in the side deck anyway, which is what I have natively, but I have 3 slots, but I think I'm gonna use that for something else. So Allure. I don't even think I'm going into this side deck, to be honest, but it's still, I might as well have it just to actually have a potential option. I haven't put really any thought into the stuff here.
Yeah, I'm just like getting.
You know what? Yeah.
I'm just looking at the cards I got. It's like, yeah, let's see what we got here. Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll throw another Dust Tornado in, just a Dust Tornado, I should say, in the side anyway, just in case. Yeah. Okay, that seems fine. So I'd have a couple of ways of synchro summoning, and then yeah, the metamorphosis stuff there. So some of the other stuff I was considering on here, Fiendish Chain I guess is not a bad one. Goes in Match I probably should actually put in the side deck. I've got Rivalry of Warlords, but Gozen's pretty good too. The problem is, although it was a common, I only have 1 copy of the card. I think it was the same with Rivalry of Warlords until the Gold Series bailed me out. I only pulled like 1 copy of it or something, and it was like, what? But I have like 4 of them now because Gold Series, I think it was 2008, had Rivalry of Warlords.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have Gozen Match, and that's been a bit of a shame because I would have liked to have had that in the Blackwing deck actually, as a side deck option. Would have been kind of cool. Gozen is a continuous trap that makes both players only able to have 1 attribute of monster face up on the field. Like if you can't summon another one whilst it's there, but if one gets like flipped up or something and survives the battle, you have to send monsters from your field to grave to only control 1 attribute. So it's pretty good against a lot of decks because a lot of decks do use multi-attribute stuff, you know. It's not going to be good against everything, but if you're using a tribal deck, then you might want to consider it in the side. Which is partly why I was like, I don't know if I should show you this deck beforehand because it's going to make me have to respect these floodgates a lot more, and I don't know if I want to do that. But, you know, we have the tools for it. It's just, you know, do we have the space to play them? Yeah, I'm gonna put those in there instead of Dust. Should I Breaker in here? Breaker is a spellcaster, I guess that would work too. Where would he go in instead of? Probably Chief, I imagine. Seems kind of... seems bad, but yeah. Because Breaker's spell trap removal is pretty good, and he has a spellcaster that works with the Gravekeepers. Because for some reason the Gravekeepers are all spellcasters, I don't know why, but you know. Right, and then I guess... the only other one that I would potentially test stuff with, I wanted to build something with the highest, the Shadow Monarch one. I think it's like the Dark Emperor, I think the deck was called. It's like the last one before 5D started. Because Caius the Shadow Monarch is disgusting, and I don't really have a Monarch deck, so because I don't have the Monarchs. So, like, he's enough to sort of build around that way, and it probably would be a really good side deck for the exhibitioning I'm testing out here, but I don't know if I really want to take that deck just for that, you know. Not that it's not that they're bad, but also, hey, Black Shadow Hunt, how are you doing? Yeah, I didn't have chat up for a set there, so it's sort of on the way. But yeah, we're not doing too bad. We're just, I think Kib's building Dragoonity at the moment. If that discussion stuff was
well, we're building a couple of decks, but
yeah. Because I have the GKs. I do still have my own Dragoonity one. I've got a couple. I've still got like one or two decks from that fairy structure, actually, the Agent one, because that was kind of cool. The Machina deck I've still got. I've actually like made one with more of the cards from that than what we had access to before. Turns out Scrap Recycler is actually pretty good. It's another one from that deck I just didn't have access to. Right, I think I can close out of Legacy of the Duels for this one. So I'll move this back up and full screen that. So the main I'd have to reroll one, not reroll, but like re-choose one of the wheel promo stuff. I think if I took this one because of the whole like Fortress and Gear Frame shit. But the main reason to take the Mark in the deck would be because of Dimensional Prison, actually. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target that attacking monster, banish that target. That does not say destroy. It gets around Stardust Dragon, which is a pain in the ass. But yeah, it's a bit slow, but it's still very powerful at the moment because, you know, clearing it is not always the easiest thing to do beforehand. And yeah, you can't use Stardust Dragon like you would with, say, Sakuretsu Armor or even Mirror Force, so it's not a bad card.
I don't think I have that. Nope.
Oops. Which one's that?
I'm just looking at some other cards I may or may not have. Glow Up Bulb, I know I don't have.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I deliberately went right. I know I didn't pull it, so I'm using my set trade in for that, like the one card at the end of the set. Using my trade on that one because I know for a fact I want that card. And yep, it's been pretty good. I have a lot of decks up here now. Where's my Dragon's one? I did take out card destruction from the Dragon's deck in the end because, as we saw in the last game that we played, wasn't really the greatest. I've still got it inside, but like it wasn't particularly good in the end. It was like, yeah.
You just need to find a use for it, yeah.
I love the card, but I don't think it works so well in this deck. I think it would be one of those of taking it for the future. There's actually quite a few cards from some of the older decks that I would like. There's maybe one card that I would want from the deck, or maybe two at most. But like, we can't really do that, you know. We can't just get like one card or whatever from them. Some examples would be from the I think it's Rise of the Dragon Lords or something like that was called, the one that the second last GX one. Trade-in is in there. That would be amazing because, you know, use that with like the Blue Eyes stuff or whatnot, any of the level 8s really, but use it with a bunch of stuff that way would be great. I've already mentioned Caius, but I don't think that was the only card that I would have wanted out of there. I think Different Dimension Reincarnation, like DDR, is in there too, which is Premature Burial, but instead of paying life points, you got a discard for it, but it targets banished monsters instead. So that's kind of good. Yeah, I'm gonna go have a look since it's still building stuff. I'm gonna take a look.
Yeah.
Morphing Jar was also in the Dragon Lord structure deck, so I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I haven't played Cyber Jar in forever either, so maybe it's not that good here, but still pretty fun.
Yeah. I think I'm just about ready for.
Okay.
I'm just building a second deck here as well, so.
Oh yeah, the obvious thing.
Or at least, blah 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 blah. What am I trying to do? At least update another deck.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Magical Stone Excavation is in Marek's deck as well. That would have been neat to try, but doesn't really fit the Gravekeeper stuff, so...
Yeah.
Also gets shut off by Necro Valley. So, you know... I guess the idea is to recover Necro Valley with it, but still. It's just kind of funny because it's like, yeah, you discard 2 cards and then target a spell that's in your graveyard and put it back into hand. You can't do that if you have Necro Valley out. I mean, you can if you've got Chief, I suppose, but...
Yeah, that's fine. Right.
God, it still feels wrong to see a deck that has Mystical Shine Ball in it and it's actually good. You know?
Hey, kick. Alright, yep. Hosting the room here real quick.
Okay, do you want to restart your stream beforehand to just in case?
I don't know how the audio is. I guess I better go ahead and do that though, just to make sure.
I'm just thinking it's been about 40 minutes or so since we started doing the stuff
yeah,
here.
It's,
so
for me, it's just been under an hour. So yeah, that might be a good idea though. So
usually it's within the 90-minute mark that it cuts out. So
yeah. All right then. I'll just refresh the stream then real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so